Get timely, credible, and reliable news on your shining supreme station. Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin.
For the best of national, local, international news and sport, tune in to News Punch and Diamond 88.7 FM. News Punch, all about the news.
It's 1 minute gone past 9 a.m. Good morning and thank you for joining us on today's edition of News Punch on Diamond 88.7 FM, Ilorin, where we bring you the trending stories across the globe. My name is TOBI ADEBISI, and here are the stories we are monitoring for you at this hour. The Nigeria Labour Congress in Nigeria has said its strike scheduled to commence in 6 days is aimed at liberating Nigerians from the shackles of government policies which have caused citizens pain. This followed an earlier 7-day ultimatum by the NLC to President Bola Tinubu's administration to reverse all anti-poor policies, including the hike in the price of petrol. The NLC President Joe Ajero made an appearance on Channel Television's Politics Today, during which he noted that the union was still analyzing the situation with the possibility that the government policy could further plague already dire conditions. Still in Nigeria, the Nigerian Bar Association has condemned the fight between operatives of the Department of State Services (DSS) and the personnel of the Nigerian Correctional Service over the custody of the suspended Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Godwin Emefiele. The NBA, in a statement by its president Yakubu Mekayo, SAN demanded that the two agencies take disciplinary measures against their personnel for their disgraceful conduct. After detaining him for over a month, the DSS on Tuesday took Emefiele before the Federal High Court in Lagos, where he was arraigned on legal firearms charges. Justice Nicholas Owebo granted Emefiele 20 million naira bail and ordered that he should be remanded in the Ikoyi facility of the Nigeria Correctional Center services pending the perfection of his bail conditions. On the foreign scene, the economic community of West African states, ECOWAS, says President Patrice Talon of Benin Republic will head to Niamey, the capital of Niger, to address a hostage situation involving President Mohamed Bazoum. President Bola Tinubu, in his capacity as the chairman of the ECOWAS Authority of Heads of State and Government, revealed this after a meeting with the Benin president at the presidential villa on Wednesday. Speaking to journalists, Tinubu condemned any attempt to seize power and undermine constitutional authority in Niger Republic, while reiterating his commitment to work with other ECOWAS leaders to promote stability and peace in the West African region. And in sports, Kylian Mbappe has reportedly refused to negotiate with Saudi Arabia side Al Hilal. According to transfer market expert Fabrizio Romano, Mbappe currently has no intention to open talks despite £200 million fixed salary proposed, plus 100% image rights offered to him by Al Hilal. Before now, it has been highly rumored that the Saudi club were interested in Mbappe and are ready to table a mouth-watering offer enough to lure him away from Paris Saint-Germain (PSG). Romano, in a post via his verified Twitter handle on Wednesday, hinted that PSG is convinced that Mbappe had agreed terms with Real Madrid. That's all we have for you in this edition of the News Sponge. Up next is the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we bring you the analysis of the stories. Please stay with us.
The major talking points in Nigeria are always on the lips of the citizens.
What's going on in this country? Look at smaller countries taking lead, and you call yourself giant of Africa. Yeah.
Nigeria don't spoil my business too much. Nigeria is too hard for us. I mean, I want to kill us. Father, not kill us for Nigeria. Oh, please, help us beg them.
They should reduce their expenditure so that they can free enough money for social development.
I wish for a Nigeria where we elect a leader based on competency and not popularity.
On the Diamond Breakfast Show, we place the spotlight on the critical issues in the country.
Government that says they are broke can prioritize construction of an additional runway over education of the people.
How can how can you hold Indomine? This is intolerable. It's provocative.
Now, you see, when you look at our democratic journey, we are yet to practice genuine democratic system in Nigeria.
Join us on Mondays to Friday on the DBS from 9 to 10 a.m. The Diamond Breakfast Show, amplifying the voice of the people.
From the studios of Diamond 88.7 FM in Lorry, this is the Diamond Breakfast Show.
You're welcome back from the break, and you're welcome to the Diamond Breakfast Show, where we will be analyzing some of the major talking points in the news today. To do this with me this morning is Dr. Hadi Mashood Atonda, the Director of General Studies, Kwara State College of Education, Ilorin. He is also a public affairs analyst and social commentator. Good morning, and it's nice to have you this morning.
Good morning,
sir.
Toby, and listeners, wherever you are, good morning to you all.
How are you doing today? Let's start from there.
Not too bad. Managing from the circumstances we find ourselves.
All right. Reports from yesterday showed that medical services were paralyzed in government hospitals across the country as the Nigerian Association of Resident Doctors began its indefinite strike. According to the reports, consultants, medical and dental doctors, nurses, and other health workers were offering health services to cushion the effect of the strike. But patients lamented the delay in accessing care in the hospitals, while some patients were discharged to seek help, to seek health care in other health facilities. NARD declared an indefinite strike on Tuesday's night during its extraordinary National Executive Council meeting in Lagos, following the failure of the federal government to meet its demands. That's one of the very hot talks on the table this morning. And before I move into the questions, I would like to get your reaction to that. When you heard of the decision of NARD to move into that, to launch that decision, despite having spoken to a representative of the government who promised to, speak to the president, who promised to have a meeting, and he eventually did, what was your reaction?
Thank you. The reaction is as usual. It's not something that is very strange or new from what we used to have in the past. The idea of somebody coming to speak on behalf of an organized union on behalf of the government, it's not the first time. Remember during the ASU federal government face-off, during the President Muhammadu Buhari's tenure, the same House of Assembly intervened on their behalf, which led to why the ASU suspended their strike then, remember. And what was the result of that intervention? After all, up to today, they have not been paid the salary that was seized as a result of that strike. If that intervention will work, I think we will not get to that stage of federal government not listening to even give them their salary back. And that intervention will have worked, and it will have cooled the nerves of all both sides. So this time around too, the assembly coming in through the speaker to intervene in this matter. Is it the first time that even if they are new as the new executive of the 10th assembly, even if they are new, is it the first time that they are hearing that these people will go on strike? Why waiting till the wee hour before you now say you want to intervene and resolve the crisis? So at least before the strike, before they have to go on strike, they have given out a kind of warning that so date we are going on strike. What are they doing then? So to me, it's not new. It's not a new thing coming to intervene and all the rest. So after all, I even want to say that their intervention is a sort of dabbling into what does not even concern them in the first instance. This is a matter between the executive and an organized union. So the assembly themselves now intervening on behalf of Mr. President. Why can't the Mr. President himself intervene directly with these people? If they actually know that these are key sectors of our country, that if they go on strike, a lot of people will be affected. So why even going through a third party? So is the Mr. President not around? Is he not in the country? So why even going through somebody before you intervene? So these people have given out their warning that they are going to go on strike, and they all know why they are even asking for this price. The first thing is, why can't the government sit down with them and talk with these people so that these people we can avert this kind of strike all the time? So it's not even, it doesn't go through, and I imagine now with the intervention now, Mr. President said they should route their request through the Chief of Staff. So is it not an insult on behalf of on the part of the National Assembly that even you cannot even talk to Mr. President, you have to go and route your request, whatever request you have, route it through the office of the Chief of Staff? So all these kind of things I don't think is necessary at this period. This is a period that in the life of Nigerians we are going through hell, and therefore for the medical to have their own, and now people now already, even if they have that intervention of the medical personnel, you have access to this medical personnel, you don't even have money to buy drugs. So not even to talk of not even have anybody to attend to you. So this is a critical period in Nigerian situation that we don't want anybody to add to it. It's like adding sort of injury. So to me, the federal government should do the right thing at the right time. So this going through intervention, somebody intervening, the same thing now, this assembly is now trying to call, saying that they have to intervene on behalf of the labor too. Is this the first time? The labor has been on issue. They have set up a committee on palliative to meet with the labor. They have requested for 8 weeks. And since that meeting of June 19, they have not had another meeting until these people are issuing another strike again. And now you are saying you want to intervene. What kind of country are we? And what kind of leaders do we have? That we are insensitive to what is happening to people, and then it's going, when it's getting to the last hour, you just want to now come and say you want to intervene. So to me, it's unnecessary.
All right. Thank you so much. The show is just getting started and it's already getting interesting. If you just tuned in and joining, it's the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM, and we're just beginning the conversation about the NARD strike. That's the National Association of Resident Doctors, and everything that has to do with that. You want to join in the conversation? Send a text or WhatsApp message to 091-3655-6864. Again, 091-3655-6864. For the number to call, 091-3655-6952 or 080-00-887-887. I have Dr. Hadi Mashood in the house, and do not forget that you can also watch us live on Facebook at Diamond 887 FM and YouTube Diamond FM Ilorin, or just go through our website on www.diamondfm.net. We'll go on a short commercial break and we will be right back. Stay with us. It's still the DBS on Diamond 88.7 FM.
From news to sports, current affairs to entertainment, beautiful music, amazing programs, we got you all covered at Diamond 88.7 FM.
Are you looking to introduce your business to the world or maintain an existing brand image? Well, let's help you. Advertise with us at Diamond 887 FM in Lorry. We provide a wide range of services to help showcase your business. For inquiries and advert bookings, visit our marketing office at Plot 2, New Uni Road, Irewolede, Ilorin, or call 091 2929 4332 or 081 2828 6078. Diamond 887 FM, your shining supreme station.
So when you're done with cold and cough,
so class, using the example cited, we have a triangle with three sides, opposite, adjacent, and sorry, excuse me, and
Auntie, you have to visit the pharmacy and take Konos. My mommy takes it when she has cold and cough and gets relief.
Konos?
Konos is a remedy for the relief of cold and cough in 15 minutes.
I feel relief now.
Konos is manufactured by Dexa Medica and distributed by Glorious Dexa Mendia Limited. If symptoms persist after 3 days, see your doctor. Konos, breathe easy.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
Alright, you're welcome back, and it's still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM. We're still having the discussion about NARD's strike, indefinite strike to be precise, and I still have Dr. Hadi Mashud in the house doing justice to the topics for us. Now, you spoke about the fact that the everything right now is not, this is not the time for us to be having this. Now, the demands of the resident doctors are not new. Like you also said, it's a spillover from the last administration. It's not the first time we're seeing it. In fact, at this point, I feel like everyone is used to everything happening at this point. But what can the government do to address it at this point so that we can have, you know, a holistic look at it, and at the end of the day just find a good solution to it?
Thank you, Toby. Just like I've said, the ultimatum was given on the 5th of July. It ended on the 19th of July. I expect that between that 5th of July to 19th, they should have called these people on for a roundtable discussion. The issue on the table is the release of circular on 1-for-1 replacement of excited clinical staff in various hospitals. And we all know that the JAPA syndrome has caused a lot of havoc for these medical doctors. We have 12 people working in a hospital, and 10 have done the JAPA kind of thing. Remaining 2. And you need to replace them so that these people will not be overworked. What is so difficult in that? Don't we have people outside there who are looking for a job? They should do that and address this issue once and for all. That one should not be a problem. The second request on the table is for the immediate payment of 2023 Medical Residency Training Fund. Don't we have the money to do that? Is it not their genuine claim, their genuine request? Is it the first time they are requesting for this? What is stopping the government from doing this? If you actually want the best from them, you want them to work, please pay them their entitlement. And the third request on the table before the government is that they want the government to commence the payment of all salary arrears that is owed to their members, including 2014, 2015, and 2016 salary arrears. Look at it. 2014 salary arrears, 2015 salary arrears, and 2016 salary arrears. And you want the best from them. So all these 3 requests now, Toby, tell me, is what is difficult for the federal government to do in all this. And kudos to Kwara State government. Just day before yesterday or 3 days ago, the CPS addressed the press where it said that the state government now is giving 100% of the request of the medical personnel in Kwara State here. This has been there before. They have been asking for 100% of their pay rise. and you did not do it. But now, for the magnanimity of the Kwara State governor, he has done that and are giving 100% this thing for the medical workers here. So all these requests are at the table of the federal, before the federal government. They should do it. Do the one for one replacement. Let them have the circular for it so that they will know they will be relieved. Give them their residency, medical residency training fund. Give them their money and their areas of the allowances. And this thing, you should be given to them. They are also requesting for hazard allowance areas. The hazard allowance areas. Remember, during the COVID era, how many doctors lost their life? So, and if you look at this hazard allowance that is being paid to them, it's even not even worth it. It's just a mega arrears. So, what is disturbing the government from doing all this? All this boiled down on money, and now, thank God, Toby, we have money. We have money. So, if you want asking for the solution, please let the federal government answer them on time so that Nigeria will not continue to suffer along the line of medical this thing. Because going to the hospital without even seeing somebody to attend to you is a real problem. And then those who are there on admission now, they have to be released to go and seek medical elsewhere in private hospital where people cannot even afford by now. So they should not compound our problem. So the federal government should listen to them, call them to table within 24 hours and address this issue. Simple. If you cannot meet 100%, by the time you discuss with them, we are going to do this in phases. We are going to do this, we are going to do that. So they will have an agreement. They will now be relieved that at least government is listening to them. So this idea of keeping quiet until the last hour and then you want to hang people's name by saying that they are because people at the hospital now will be still looking at the doctors as not being sincere. Whereas it's their genuine claim and these are genuine requests, which I want the federal government to please listen to them on time and save Nigerians.
All right, thank you so much. Federal government should listen to them on time and save Nigerians and save our nation. It's a lot at this point. It's a lot. But we're still continuing in the conversation. The lack of proper welfare for doctors has resulted to many of them seeking better opportunities ahead. Not something that we only get to see in the civil sector, in the civil service sector. It is also something in the private. If you do not remunerate and incentivize your or just give encouragement to your staff from time to time, there's a level of brain drain that comes up, and that's also one of the reasons we've seen a lot of Nigerians leave their jobs and leave the country over time to just seek greener pastures over time. So the lack of proper welfare for doctors has resulted to many of them seeking better opportunities abroad. How does this affect and continue to affect our economy? We're not just talking about the health sector, but this definitely has a way of affecting the economy. Dr. Hadi, how do you think it affects the economy?
Very seriously, Toby. Look at for instance, in the first instance, these medical doctors that are leaving this country, they are trained in Nigeria with your money. That's a taxpayer money to train these doctors. After training them, because of our insensitivity on the part of the government, you now allow them to just go. These are somebody you have trained over years that is supposed to be very useful to your country, and now you allow them to just go on that. That is kind of causing a lot of disgrace to this country, because if you go outside there, why are they going in the first instance? Part of what we are made them to go is because of lack of proper remuneration. Allowances are not given to them. Incentives are not given to them. Hazard allowances are not paid. Not only that, we don't have medical equipment that can, even after graduation, make them to be very versatile at in their work. They are not there. By the time they go outside the shore of this country, you have access to this medical equipment. And most of the best hands in outside the shore of this country, they are Nigerians. Then why are we wasting our time? Why we suppose, and because of that, now we now begin to seek medical tourism, and this medical tourism costs a lot of money on the part of Nigeria, and that's why our leaders, they can't stay at home, because they know that they have not made provision for our hospitals. They have not even equipped our hospital, and whenever anything happens to them, they have to find their way outside this country. That is a kind of medical tourism that we are even asking them to stop doing at this period. So this medical tourism, it has a lot of money or in time of exchange that is causing to this country. Look at how many times our president had to be flown outside this country to seek medical this in abroad. The same thing, all the governors and every one of them, anything they have to go outside. Why? And during the COVID-19 era, you remember what actually happened. Most of the hospitals were equipped with medical equipment. Where are those equipment today? They are. If you go and find out now, many of them will have been vandalized because of lack of proper care, lack of I don't care attitude of Nigerians. Where some people who are to head these medical facilities, if you ask them now where are those equipment, they are nowhere to be found. They are now in private hospitals. So why are we doing the service to ourselves as a nation? So all these are critical areas that we need to address in order to save this country from economic collapse and a lack of proper health care facility to our people.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Hadi. You can join in the conversation on 091-3655-6952, 091-3655-6952, or join us on WhatsApp or through text on 091-3655-6864. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, thank you. We lost that call. This is a WhatsApp message, and it says, "Good morning, the presenter and guest in the house. I really appreciate the analysis of our guest. Okay, it's not that we are in a wrong country, but wrong leadership. All these people know what is wrong and right, but they just decided to move on the path that benefits their own pockets. The NARD on strike doesn't affect them because we, the civilians, are the one affected. May God help us in this country." Siddiq Ireni Temi from Okelele. Thank you so much, Siddiq, for joining us on this show today. Hello, good morning. All right, you can call us on 09136556952 or 080-00-887-887. Still moving on in the discussion, Dr. Hadi. Many things are happening at the same time in Nigeria. At the moment, how would you assess the response of the government to the things happening? Because I remember one of the things that we complained about during the last administration was the fact that the president was not responsive, and to many things that was happening at the time, the president wouldn't even speak about many of them. So how would you rate the response of this present government?
You just remind me of what actually happened during the PMB's regime. You know, the president will keep quiet and he will not say anything until when things getting out of hand. Then you have the Mr. President coming in. The same thing now is like when President Bola Tinubu came on board. There are some cases where we had his quick intervention and which has saved a lot of things. For instance, during the DSS EFCC face-off over a premises there, you remember immediately President Tinubu intervened and ordered the DSS to leave that location for the EFCC. So that quick intervention saved a lot of things, and we appreciate that. But there are some instances again where this administration has not been doing the right thing. There are issues that are on board. Look at even before I even leave that case. Look at the case of face-off between the correctional facilities and DSS at the court for yesterday or yesterday. Imagine, look at what actually happened. I expect Mr. President to have even spoken about it, because that's a disgrace on the shore of this country, where two security personnel, officers have to be fighting to the point of tearing their clothes. So this is not something that is expected, and we expect Mr. President to speak. Keeping quiet on that is not the best. So we have cases like that where we see, and the same thing now on the issue of medical people that we are talking about now. Keeping quiet of Mr. President on this issue is not in the best interest of Nigeria, and we have said it. So we want Mr. President to speak, not sending somebody, not going through intermediary. We don't want the assembly has enough on their hand to handle. The ministerial list is there, everything is there. Let them face their own work. So this is the direct table of the request of these medical people is on the direct table of Mr. President. Why do I have to go through the National Assembly again? Let Mr. President speak. So we don't want him to keep quiet on this. This is a matter that needs his attention, and he should attend to it once and for all. So this is another area that we have to criticize that Mr. President keeping quiet here is not in the best interest of Nigeria. So we want him to speak. And there are other cases like that where you have look at the case of appointment of ministers now. The list is now about 2 days to 60 days of that expiration of submission of date. We have not seen the ministerial list coming on board. Whereas if we have set up our ministers on time, even 1 month into administration, we'll have cases now. We have ministers will have to undo those matters. Like the issue of the medical service now, we'll have the Minister of Health and the Minister of Labour facing these people and giving you the proper advice. So all this is causing a delay in administration, and we don't want this kind of thing to continue in this administration. So in some cases he has acted well, in some cases they have slowed down his action. So it just it's a mix-up.
All right, thank you so much. We'll go on a short commercial break and we'll be right back. It's still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM. Stay with us.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
Kára ó lè pé bá ara ríro kò sí mọ́ ó ti lọ wá bí wọ́n sí. Kára ó lè pé bá rẹ̀ àtúrà dáadáa.
Kókó lára ọ̀tá le. Gbéra ńlẹ̀ kó dìde. Kára ó lè pè ń bá. Àtúrà wọ̀, àtúrà pẹ̀sẹ̀, àtúrà dáadáa. Kegun tó kegun náà. Kára ó yá gágá. Ara ń ronú tẹ́lẹ̀ kò ronú mọ́. Tẹ̀ bá ti fi kára ó lè pè ń bá ra. Lẹ́sẹ̀kẹsẹ̀ ló ń ṣiṣẹ́ wọnú igun. Tó sì ń ṣe àtúntò rẹ̀. Òṣùbù yẹ̀kẹ́ fa párọ̀ tàbí fi ẹsẹ̀ dá. Fi kára ó lè pè ń bá wọ̀. Káì, ara rẹ̀ ó lè padà yakinlala. Action, action. Ó jẹ́ ara ríro tàbí ẹ̀yìn dídùn. Kára ó lè pè ń bá lọ́kọ̀ gbogbo wọn. Agbára pọ̀. Kára ó lè pè ń bá. Tuyi Pharmaceutical Industries Limited. Àwọn tó lórúkọ tó ṣe é gbẹ́kẹ̀lé níbi ká po oògùn òyìnbó ló ṣe é. Kára ó lè pè ń bá. Ẹ̀rọ ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ pín ìrèpàtú òpèrè ta pàtà pọ́npọ́n. Kára ó lè pè ń bá. Ó kì í síbẹ̀.
Kára ó lè pè ń bá rẹ̀ àtúrà dáadáa.
Diamond FM, radio made for you.
Alright, you're welcome back, and it's still the Diamond Breakfast Show on Diamond 88.7 FM. We're still in the discussions, and I still have Dr. Hadi Mashood Atonda in the house. You can join in the show now. Let us have your reactions about the topic we are discussing this morning. Send in your text and WhatsApp messages to 09136556864. Again, 09136556864, or call us on 080-00887-887. Again, 080-00887-887. That's the only number you would be calling on the DBS this morning. I have this. It's a text, and it says, pensioners also need palliative relief. They are in pain. Government should give 50,000 naira per month as palliative to all retirees. Thank you, Kolade Saddam. We're not talking about pension and palliatives this morning. The discussion on the table is about NART and the strike they have embarked upon. Good morning, the presenter and my beloved guest in the house. My strong philosophy for this nation is that we need to change our internal mindset for a greater country. People are just fighting for only their pockets. I believe one day Nigeria shall be a greater nation. God bless Federal Republic of Nigeria. From Jamal. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, ma. Good morning, sir.
Hi, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This is General. I'm calling from Ilori, Mr. Gandhi, precisely.
All right, General, let's have your reaction.
Yes, my heart bleeds when I listen to news and comments that is coming from some of, I don't want to use the word so-called leaders, people that are in the affairs of this country.
Hello, we're hearing you. Hello. We're here.
Yes. Yes. So I don't have much to say because I'm really, everybody are really tired of what is happening in this country and the hardship that people have been passing through in this country. I want to use this avenue to advise the president that he should stop using the use of force. And when neighbors gave ultimatum that they want to go on strike, I heard they use this money on one of the newspaper, daily newspaper, telling neighbor that they are being banned by court from going on strike. In spite of all these hardship that Nigerians are passing through, it is really unfair. I want to advise Labour that they should not be deterred by that at all. They should go on with that strike and the protest. The pace is too much. They should go on with the protest. If whatever they know there is a means of forcing the government to reverse their so-called policies that doesn't favor the masses, the neighbors should do it. They are even kept quiet for so long. People are suffering. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, General, for joining us on the show today. You can also be a part of the conversations. Call in on 080 887 887 887. We'll move on very sweet. Okay, before we move on to the next topic. Hello, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
I'm a concerned citizen of Nigeria. I'm calling precisely from Ilorin.
What's your name, sir?
My name is Mr. Friday.
All right, thank you so much, Mr. Friday. Let's have your reaction.
I just want to appreciate your gesture this morning.
Thank you, sir.
And I want to say it is even long overdue for the laborers to have gone on strike. While the level of hunger and the level of hardship people are going through in this country is just so alarming. It's not encouraging at all. Everything is skyrocketed. See, we just have to tell ourselves the truth. Look at it now. Our president is flying over the countries, going here and there. Like today now, we are hearing that he wants to go to Benin Republic to go and see to go and attend to a meeting there concerning the coup d'etat in Benin Republic. While we are having numerous problems in Nigeria, we should stay back at home and face all these crises that we are going through. We people can no longer eat, we can no longer go anywhere, we can no longer go to work. And how many people, what is the statistics of the people who are even employed in the country? People are facing a lot of crises and yet you say you are going over there, going here and there. So please, we are tired of everything. We can no longer be patient. Is it when we start carrying weapons to face ourselves on the street that we now know that this thing is becoming too much on us? Good morning, my boy. It's just that it's people that they are not listening to this program that we are contributing on daily basis. They don't know what people are going through. Good morning, my presenter.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. That was a heartfelt reaction, and thank you so much for letting us know what you think. Let's move on to the second topic of the show so that we can take more reactions and wrap up for today. The NLC president, Joe Ajaero, has said that the union's proposed strike was to rescue Nigerians, and the union was still analyzing the situation in the country with the possibility that the government policy could further plague already dire conditions. What would you say about the fact that the NLC thinks this strike is an avenue to rescue Nigerians? Because that's one thing that caught my attention when I came across this story. How are you, rescuing Nigeria and Nigerians?
It's like because I am being one of the those people that criticize NLC a lot, and I even used the word that describe them as a toothless dog that only bark but cannot bite, and that's the way I describe NLC, because it's not the right from the last administration, NLC has been not showing a kind of leadership stuff that we expect from them. Right from this is not the beginning of suffering for Nigerians. Nigerian workers have been suffering since the last 8 years of President Muhammad Buhari's administration, where we'll have expected we seriously put a lot of hope on the NSC to rescue the Nigerian workers and come up with a concrete solution. But we find that most cases, in most times, they are not there, because by the time we expect them to do something, they will just, during halfway to the negotiation, they keep quiet. The problem that Nigerian workers have been facing is not the first time. And people have been going through it without any hardship. Look at the 30,000 minimum wage. Many states, even today, are not even paying that 30,000 minimum wage. We have not seen the labor coming to the rescue of those states to make sure that even Nigerian workers get the right thing that belongs to them. Then the same thing again. Look at this present administration. When it came about with this subsidy kind of thing, we all agree that subsidy must be removed. But removing subsidy without planning for it is like somebody want to jump and you don't look at where you want to land before you take the step, or before you take the decision of that jumping. You just jump and then you find yourself in a bad manner. That's exactly the way I want to see the idea of subsidy is gone. So the government should have planned ahead of this subsidy removal. And by now, this is about 2 months into the removal of subsidy. We have not seen anything concrete to cushion the effect. And Nigerians are dying and seriously suffering every day. So the Nigerian Labour decided to make do with that strike. But the federal government now went through the back door to go and take court order to stop the Nigerian Labour Congress from going on that strike. This is not even what we expect from Mr. President doing that, because it's like being guy gagging the NLC on their neck without doing anything. You went and take the injunction from the court, and the court said they will meet on July 20 to discuss on that matter. Up to today, we have not seen anything either to vacate that order. And now the issue on the table is to set up a palliative committee to negotiate with the labor. And up to today, the committee, they were just dodging meetings. And nothing out of the 8 weeks requested. Now we have almost 6 weeks into that request. 8 weeks will now become, after 8 weeks now, will not come again to say you are looking for extension. So this kind of thing is not the best thing that we expect from the federal government. So using that, the Nigerian Labour Congress are the hope of Nigerian workers, and they look towards them, because every worker cannot just go out on that street, but you have to go through the labor, who will have to negotiate with the federal government and come up with better things for the Nigerian workers. Now, again, they did nothing sort of good palliative or incentive has come on board, because by now we should be talking of new minimum wage to cushion the effect of this this fuel hike, which by now 8 or 6 weeks we have not seen any result. So if the government have to now think that, after all, we can relax because we have court decision to back them, to make sure that we stop them. The judges who are giving that order, they are also not exempted from this sovereign. And no amount of sovereign can stop any court orders. Let me tell you, is that people are pushed to the wall. And that is why the Labour is now saying that, after all, what is the essence of now asking us to keep quiet and palm? And by now, you did not do anything, and you want us to just keep quiet. I want these judges also to know that whatever they do, God will judge them. Because if you are just giving the order to stop what is not done, and you cannot talk of the federal government that we have in the interim, we have acted on your behalf, giving order for them to stop. Please do something. The judges will be able to talk to the government too, that if we are giving order till 20th of July to say please don't do something, then you should be able to talk to the government to do something before that time, so that people will now see you as being on the side of the government without acting on the side of the labor. In as much as I will not encourage labor to go against the law of this country, because the order is not vacated yet. And if you go ahead to that August 2nd strike, that means the content of court will be there and the labor will be arrested. And then it will now give a kind of meaning that labor is also disobeying the court judgment. But we have seen here in this country where even the whole Mr. President is disobeying the court order. So it's just a matter of, if we are not blaming the labor, why don't we even blame the government to themselves, who are not even following court order? So let us all not following court orders, and let us know that we are all law breakers. So if we have not seen the example from the leaders too doing the right thing, right from the judge who has to talk to the Mr. President, please 20th of July, oh, please do something before this time, so that Nigerian people will know. For how long are we going to keep waiting, Toby? For how long? People are dying. People are seriously affected, and the government should listen and know that people are affected. And I can't see any reason now why the NEC, that is National Economic Council, they met. The National Economic Council comprised of all the state governors, including the vice president. And I expect all the governors to have even spoken at that meeting that the labor we are there, we have gagged them. Oh, please let us do something before people will start reacting in our state. They did not come up with anything at that meeting, only to say that go back to your state and do a little palliative. And that's what we are seeing the result now in Kwara State government, 10,000 naira. I think so be that 10,000 naira will be okay for you for 1 month to cover your transportation. So if you are a civil servant. So for me as a civil servant, 10,000 is nothing. So that is not what we are expecting now. We are expecting the labor to come on our side by now to say, this our salary has been increased, things has been done, this has been done in terms of transportation to Nigerian worker. A lot of things are supposed to have been rolled out by now. But now we have no anything in sight. And now we are just saying that if they embark on that strike, they will be charged for court contempt. What is all this? So the Nigerian Labour Congress, they want to wake up from their slumber. Let us know that this time around it is not another backing without biting. Let them back and bite.
At this time. This time.
Otherwise, my own assumption about my own conclusion about them will be right. Yes, that they can only back. They are now backing now. Let's see them biting. And let's see what will happen 2nd of July.
Thank you so much, Dr. Adi. Thank you so much. You can be a part of the conversation on 091 36 556 864 or 080 00887 887. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. This is Abdulrazak Kare. I'm calling from Akalabi.
All right. Thank you so much, Abdulrazak. Let's have your reaction.
My take on this is I want to advise the government to think beyond their present sense of reasoning. We should think about the consequential effect of all this mismanagement, lack of proper administration that is killing the country. Because the rate at which people are suffering is so much that, a hungry man is an angry man. If ordinary citizens should stand up on their own to defend all this hardship being put upon everyone, it is going to be brutal. So they should think beyond today and be afraid of what could be the consequence until people at the helm of affairs. Imagine the kind of problem they are putting on the civil servants, common citizens, and all other sectors of this country. So I want to advise them to think beyond their sense of reasoning presently, because the consequential effect could be brutal, because people are seriously angry. Thank you and God bless.
Amen. Thank you so much.
And Toby, just like the last speaker said, it is even better not to even use the court content against NLC. If NLC has embarked on their own legitimate strike, it will be better than for the masses to now say if you are stopping the NLC through the court, people can go through their own process, which is not going to be better than to allow even the NLC to go through the legitimate process and address the issue than to allow the people to now react.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Adi. 0800887 That's the number to call on the show this morning. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from? All right, thank you. Let's have your reaction.
You see, I've always been saying it and I will repeat it again now. That we only need three things. Even though we are going on strike or anything, we only need three things. Number one is, let INEC be conducting local government elections. We don't want that. Local government will be able to reach out to people, because most of the state governors don't know anything about what the people are going through. Number two, let all political office holders be paid on minimum wage, like every other people. Nigeria is a broke country. Let us rule it as a broke country. Nigeria cannot afford to pay the president more than 1 million naira. Let them eat out of that 1 million. So that then they will understand what we are feeling. It is not about all these bogus salary, bogus incentives and all that. Let us rule Nigeria as a broke country. We know we are broke. And if we are broke, it's not just the people that will be sacrificing. Let them to sacrifice. When we make our political offices less attractive, we will get a result. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much for joining us on the show. I have this reaction here as a text message, and it says, "Good morning, presenter and our guests in the house. My candid advice to we Nigerians is that going on strike does not help the situation of the country. We have chosen the wrong leader." That's coming from Babatunde Kazim from Babaodi. That's his own opinion. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Hi, good morning. What's your name and where are you calling from?
This one is calling from Isabudima.
All right, let's have your reaction.
From my point of view here, you see, the NLC and the Labour leader, I actually do not believe in them. And if one would believe in NLC, they have to change the approach and the way they agitate for the betterment of Nigerians, for the workers. Now, the first thing I want to ask, which I don't understand, but I don't know if the Labour have an answer for this. Now, if you are agitating for minimum wage, is that the only thing that the NLC can agitate for? Which I believe, if the minimum wage is approved, we should be expecting other challenges if we don't tackle things the way it's supposed to be tackled. Now, the question I want to ask, which I don't understand, and I would like if the analysts in the house there can give an answer to this. Now, I want somebody to stand up and tell us what actually happened to our refinery. Why is it impossible for us to have a refinery? The whole diet of Nigeria, if you cannot avoid just a refinery, so what is the secret there? Is there a secret that the leaders, the people at the helm of affairs, is there something they are hiding for Nigerians? So we need Labour, the NLC, and some other group like that. They should stand up and let Nigeria know why is it impossible. People have been calling for this, that there has to be a refinery, even if it is one, and just be able to avoid it. So a country like Nigeria, the giant of Africa, so we must know those people that are behind this. So that is just my point. Because the agitation shouldn't be just on minimum wage, and that is all. So the minimum wage could just be a temporary solution to our problem. But once we have our refinery, the dollars we have less role to play as far as our economy is concerned. So God bless the among them.
Amen. Thank you so much for joining us on the show. You want to make a reaction?
Yes. Thanks to the last caller. We have said it several times on on programs like this, that people deliberately killed our refinery because of the level of corruption that we have in this country, and because they benefit a lot from this importation of fuel, and because when they get this fuel imported, fuels are imported. Empty tankers are there, and they just go and table ordinary paper to collect this money. So, but they know when the refinery is repaired, they will not be able to get this money again. Now that the Mr. President has faced this clique of people directly by now, so the next thing is for him, Mr. President, to now repair our refinery. I learned that Port Harcourt refinery is ongoing and is about to be completed. Let him complete that and let's see that working. If not because of that or the wickedness of our people, 20% stake in the Dangote refinery is enough to put one of our refinery on board. So, but because of the connivance of these our people, and because of the corruption, and that's why the refineries are not working. Just as we have called now, we are calling, the refinery should be the best bet for us to have a better place in Nigeria. And for the Nigerian workers too, the labor is not only asking for the labor increase. Apart, if the committee that has been set up by President Bola Tinubu was to do on the palliative and all that thing, there are a lot of requests on that table. Not only the salary increment, there are a lot of things that the laborers have put forward that they have to discuss. But they did not discuss them, they did not have that meeting. And that's why we are saying that meeting should resume, so that not only the salary increment, other things that are added in that meeting will be concluded for Nigerians, and Nigerians will be very happy.
All right, thank you so much, Dr. Adi, for always coming with us on the show. I'll take this last reaction, and that would be all we'll be having on the Diamond Breakfast Show for today. I have this on WhatsApp, and it says, people in the leadership and policy making affairs in this country should wake up before the masses wake them up. That's coming from Tony from Asadam. Thank you so much, everyone that has been a part of the show for today. It's been a great time doing this with you. Join us again tomorrow as we do this. Thank you, Dr. Hadi.
Thank you,
It's always a great time with you on the show. My name is TOBI ADEBISI, and stay tuned to Diamond 88.7 FM. Have a great day.